Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where, the transfer rumours are kind of heating up, but it's more in terms of folk that are going out the door rather than in. Obviously, there's been some rumours of players that have, for last week that we spoke about, that haven't really gone anywhere, which is unfortunate because the couple of players that we did speak about seemed like they would be good kind of targets that would improve this squad. And obviously, as we've seen on Saturday, this squad needs
Oh,
massive deal of kind of upheaval and just it needs completely burned to the ground, to be honest with you. But we've got plenty to talk about in this episode, so if you could like, subscribe, and share, it's always very much appreciated. And first, we'll go on to the Man United game that was on Saturday. We get a better look at. Or did we get a better look at what Philippe Clement is actually trying to do in this squad? Because it was
nah.
a dismal display. Obviously, Man United, a couple of star players out there. You had Amad Diallo, who obviously get the opening goal. You had Sancho, and amongst a few others. But we struggled. We struggled to do a lot of the basic stuff in this game. For pressing, that looked really amateur. For the fact that we were only trying to play long balls to people, I would have hoped by now in pre-season we would have had more of a kind of tactical display under Philippe Clement than that. And I feel like again a lot of the stuff kind of just broke down with Cyril Dessers as well. And his first touch was woeful. It doesn't help when you've got Scott Wright out on the other side of the wing. Oscar Cortez wasn't too great either. I think the only players you could really look at, Connor Barron and Diomande had a really good partnership in the middle of the park. Apart from that, it was just poor all round. Second half, obviously, Man United rotated their team, and it was basically the third or fourth squad that was out, and we still looked really kind of really poor. But I guess it's more kind of minutes in these players' legs, but I still am struggling to see the identity of this Ranger squad.
I mean, it's something I've just been saying constantly. Also, I've only seen the wee highlight clips and stuff like that for Twitter. Obviously seen the shocking display, which is Cyril Dessers, just how easy it is to play through us. But no, I mean, I don't think we're going to see any proper improvement. Obviously, we'll talk about players that are potentially moving on and potentially coming in, but I just don't think we'll see any improvement probably until some of them are gone.
Aye, some of them are gone, and more quality's been allowed to be brung in because I think that's the whole thing now. It's getting ready people in terms of getting ready for this game. Obviously Saturday friendlies you can look into them whatever way you want. You can choose to really deep dive and look in and do your thing that way. I kind of try to stay a level headed when it comes to a friendly, but I think just with the current situation with that we're in with the squad and stuff, it's hard not to kind of get carried away by how poor we are. Um, so definitely something that has to improve by these games coming around, which is obviously going to be against Dinamo Kiev or Partizan Belgrade, who are two teams that are going to be they're going to be hard to beat. It's exactly what we knew we were
Let's
getting into
let's just all be honest.
here.
We can hear the tune already. We can hear the Thursday Night Lights. We hear the fantastic Europa League song because I don't think we'll be ready. I don't think we'll go through at all. Just yet again unprepared for the Champions League knockout kind of qualifiers yet again. So to me, I just look forward to Thursday night football.
Nah, I really can't see us doing too much again. It's the negativity coming out in everybody again because it's just we're so unprepared for this game coming up in what couple of weeks, 3 weeks maybe till this game, and we're still kind of sitting in the same position with players that are earning too much money, who can't be pushed off the wage bill, who are going to be here and aren't good enough to play for Rangers. It's embarrassing the kind of state that we're in. But we'll see what happens when this game obviously rolls around because your captain could very well not be here. Obviously, we've heard on Thursday via Fabrizio Romano, Tavernier, Trabzonspor were apparently in negotiations. Haven't really heard too much about it since, to be honest.
No.
I know we rejected their first proposal for Tavernier and obviously renegotiating. I heard Besiktas were in for him as well. Obviously, with Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is their coach now as well. So it looks like Tavernier is going to be making a move. It looks like the fee could be anywhere between 3 and 5 million, which I think is fine, to be honest, for his age and stuff. Um, And I think it's one of those things that I think when Tavernier leaves the club, you'll probably appreciate Tavernier as a player a lot more. But I think Tavernier, the captain's always going to have scrutiny against him. I don't think you can question how available and how good of a player he's been for the club, but in terms of the trophy haul and stuff, it's going to be what you're remembered for, and it's not been good enough under his kind of captaincy. So you would expect him to move on. He's obviously not been involved in any of the pre-season games yet either, and it seems to be just kind of a matter of time with him.
No, it does. Just agree with everything you've said there, really, but aye, this is a captain, just know it. I know everyone. It's the same, obviously, with Connor Goldson as well. Everyone's sort of divided at times, but you can't fault obviously consistently just playing, always stepping up and with the goals when we need them. But no, it's just as I say, it's just time to move on. It's time for him to go and get a new challenge. As you say, being the captain, overseeing failure after failure. It's time for, I just think for him mentally as well, probably it's time to just go and enjoy the sun, go and enjoy the Turkish weather. Um, because I couldn't imagine, like, as I said, the abuse and what have you he's got at times, you know what I mean? Where it's been deserved or where it's not been deserved or what have you, but it's just think for him it's time to move on, and for us, we are just champing at the bit to get somebody else in now.
Aye, I think for us, it's something that has to kind of materialise quick because we need to get players in, and by all accounts, as I said at the start of the episode as well, we need to sell players to be able to bring anybody else in. So the quicker we get large earners off the wage bill and get a fee in for them, hopefully, then
I get 3 to 5 million for him.
I would say anywhere between 3 and 5 million. That's euros. So
As long as we get him off the wage bill, I mean that's the main thing. But aye, as long as
aye.
he's away.
Nah, no, I believe he probably will be. I don't know if it'll be to Trabs and Spa, but I think clubs will be kind of sniffing around him, obviously, because I think it works out for all parties, really. For him to leave this summer, similar with Connor Goldson, who we've seen mysteriously go on a private jet after the game Saturday and end up in Cyprus. Aris Limassol has been the club that's apparently come out and been accounted with the interest of Connor Goldson. It is a bit of a strange one because I didn't think Aris Limassol were a team that could be able to pay Connor Goldson's wages. I mean, you look at Connor Goldson's reported wages at being what 40 grand a week, and that's significant. Obviously, even for us, is he's the top earner in Scotland. In the SPFL, so it's significant if they are to kind of match his wages. And what I think Rangers will look to do is just try and get Connor Goldson off the wage bill. It's 2 years left in his contract. It's going to be millions of pounds that you'll be paying the guy. Just try and get rid of him. If a fee comes, great. If
That's
it
it.
doesn't, nah. It's clear that he wants to move on, and it's clear that we need to go in a different direction. So again, quicker that one's sort of speeded on, the better. I'm not sure if he's actually going to be going to Aris Limassol or not because I've seen teams that are in Saudi and Turkey and stuff do their medicals over in Cyprus, so it could be to anywhere. You've not really heard anything about
If I'm being
anything else,
honest with
so
you, I don't really care where he goes as long as he's gone and he's off the wage bill. That's my main thing there. I mean, take a private jet, but it's Ric Flair. You know what I mean? No, I just think get Connor Goldson off the wage. If he's a higher earner in Scotland, you know what I mean? And I just think for me personally, get him just it's time to
nah.
go.
I mean, like
Wherever he
when
goes.
you look at the time when we actually re-signed Connor Goldson, it was a time where we thought we couldn't be without Connor Goldson after that season, and his contract was running out. Avdi was thinking he was going. We signed him onto another 4 year contract, and we broke our wage structure to be able to fit him in and offer them this new contract. So when you look at the amount of money Tavernier is on, I think the two highest earners of the club will be gone,
And that's
which
just
leaves a lot of room for bringing players in.
the two highest earners, and yet again, you know what I mean. As I say, just accept mediocrity, the two of them. And I don't know. I just say anywhere they go, just go. As I say, just after the wage bill, let's get some players in here and let's build a proper team that wants to actually win.
Yeah, that's it's just time. It's one of those things where we're desperate to see this. Not because I hate Connor Goldson the person, not because I hate Connor Goldson and what he's done for the club. It's just time to move in a different direction. That's what I don't think some journalists and some people get online. Or be prepared for Rangers without Connor Goldson and Tavernier because it's not going to be all plain sailing. It probably won't be for the first season, but it has to happen. So it's just the way it has
It's
to be. And Connor Goldson, I believe, maybe by next week will be left the club.
well, we're hoping so anyway, mate. I'm just as I say, it's time for these two to move on. I think, as I say, for their own mental, like it's time to just move them on. Go and enjoy the nice warm weather. Because it's just as I say, it's time to just move on.
Yeah, it's time for a new challenge for both of them. And Lon Shankland is the rumour of 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. Every single year, Lon Shankland has been a professional
Oh,
footballer. He's been linked with Rangers, and it's no different this summer. Again, it's coming for Keith Jackson, sorry, who's an absolute fucking idiot anyway. So take it with a pinch of salt, but it would be silly if Lon Shanklin wasn't on any Rangers radar. To be honest, at this moment in time, we are not scoring goals or look like scoring goals. You've got a guy in the country who is desperate to play for Rangers at some point in his career, who is by all means available. I think the only thing that hinders me on this is overpaying for Lon Shanklin when his contract's going to run out in like 6 months, or you can get him on a free contract in a pre-contract, sorry, in 6 months, and you can obviously get him in next summer. But a lot of people are, including me, thinking, right, there's obviously that kind of thing with paying overpaying at the moment, but we need
moment.
goals in this team now, not
Mm.
next summer. So it's a difficult one.
But
Personally, for me, if it's between 2 and 2.5 million, I think I would sign him.
but then as we said before, you've got the taxi just being us, so you know it's going to step up to a fee. Listen, I go back to it. This one should have been done in January when we had a chance to still win the league. This should have been done. Now we're scraping. It feels like anything to get MD in, because the man up top just isn't good enough to lead us forward. But no, it's definitely one I've always been a fan of. It's definitely one I would 100% do. It just makes sense. Top one of the top goal scorers in the league. Always guarantees you goals. Just makes sense to me.
Nah, no, it makes sense for everybody. I think Hearts will obviously get a decent fee for him. Lon Shanklin comes to Rangers, fulfills his kind of boyhood dream, and we've got a good striker as well that we can hopefully rely on to score his goals in the league and Europe as well. Because I think that's the thing. A lot of people look at Lon Shanklin and think, he's just going to be good for the league. But I think Lon Shanklin for Rangers would be good in all competitions, really. He's going to get he's going to be playing with a team with a lot more of the ball for a lot of the games. Hopefully, a lot more service coming into him as well
That's
for
that's
players. So
the big thing as well is the players around him. Obviously, if they've got the quality and can get him the ball at the right times, the right moments, then be fantastic. But as I say, lacking any quality in this team at the moment.
yeah, no, definitely want to monitor, and one that I'm kind of on board with if we don't obviously overpay at the moment. But aye, and then the random one for last night as well that came out at the same time as the Shankland news. Wout Weghorst apparently again on the radar. Rangers. Looking into it at the time, I thought, right, I just move on to the next rumour, please. But he's obviously still at Burnley, which I found was really surprising. Obviously, I think he joined them when they were in the Premier League the first time. They obviously get relegated, and then he was out
United.
on loan. He went to United and stuff, but it's a strange transfer for him. It's been at Burnley because he's still probably going to go out on loan this summer. And Rangers could be one of the teams that could snap him up. I don't think it would be a bad transfer at
Gonna be
all,
a bad signing.
especially for if we're talking about getting a goal scorer in. I think he would do really well up here. Um, but I would rather get somebody kind of permanent in that's going to be here kind of
No.
for the next couple of seasons. But I don't think it'd be the worst deal in the world if we have to spend money elsewhere and we get Weghorst maybe on loan. It could be something. I think the rumours a load of shite anyway, but
Aye.
worth noting, I guess.
No, it is. No, it'd be a decent signing anyway, mate. I just same as you. I just can't see. I don't see any truth in this at all, really. But he's always done well at the tournaments. Anytime you see him at the Euros or whatever, he's always seemed to do well. No, it's still a weird transfer that, innit, with him at Burnley. Do you know what I mean? Constantly going out on loan. But I would definitely take him. You know what I mean? I'd take MD at this point, really. To be fair, that stops me having to watch Dessers struggle at the moment.
Yeah, no, no, definitely. And Scott Wright, another one that could possibly, not possibly, hopefully, will be leaving the club this summer. I mean, plenty of people in the championship are queuing up for this guy. Just one of these, just take him,
I just want
please.
somebody bid for him, please.
Somebody gives
For
like
me.
10 quid for him.
Uh,
Hurry up.
just I wouldn't even take any of it. Just get rid of him. I mean, I seen obviously with Tav and Goldson leaving, he would be probably the only one left for the team that started the European final, which is that's I can't still can't believe he started that game, but
I still
I
can't believe he was starting the other on Saturday. Like, that's
Saturday I know, but that's just It's for me. I would just enter him, just get rid of him. I'll take a packet of Chris, what have you. Just get rid of Scott Wright. He can't be at this club anymore. He can't.
nah, nah. And Sheffield Wednesday have obviously been linked to him all summer as well. So
I would like them to bid. I mean, they've been linked all summer. I'd like you to put a bid in. I'll just take him. Just take him for free, please.
nah,
Just get him going.
nah. I think times coming to a close for Scott Wright at Rangers anyway. And it looks to be Janis Hagi as well. Fiorentina, apparently in talks with Hagi again. I think the asking price that we're looking for might be a bit of a stumbling block for this one to get over the line. But yeah, it looks like Hagi is kind of close to an exit. Will it be at Fiorentina? Will it be elsewhere? Who knows? But his agents seem to be pretty active on getting him a move away for Rangers anyway.
Good job, best wishes. You're just really paying for the name, aren't you? You're just really paying for his da. That's the way I'm looking at this. You're just paying for his da. All right, you still don't know he's going to turn out to be a great footballer. I hope he does. I've always been a fan of Haji. I do like the guy. Just didn't work out for him, and it's just one of them where now we're in a position where we need money. We need to get big earners off the wage bill, and he's one where it just makes all the sense in the world to let him go. Was he no at Florentina before? I might be wrong
Nah,
there.
I think he was there when he was younger,
Younger.
maybe 18 or something.
Well, as I say, you're just paying for his da. You're paying for his dad's name, really. But
Nah,
I goes with all the best wishes, man.
yeah, we'll see what happens with with that one. But and then finishing on Sam Lammers, we just cannot get rid of
I'm
this
not getting
guy.
rid of him.
We're paying him too much money. We've got him for too long now, and honestly, we were saying about striker debates and stuff. If Sam Lammers is here, still just play him up front. Sam Lammers is better than Dessers. We're looking for somebody that can hold up the ball a bit, that can actually have a wee bit of creativity in the forward line. Sam Lammers will give you that. He's obviously coming off a good loan spell and stuff. For me, I think it was the wrong move demoting him to the B team. I think that's stupid. Well, everybody knows now that we want rid of him, so they're just going to wait until the window's about shut and then come in with an offer, and
We
we
can't
can't decline it because of
find it.
they've lowballed us. But I think Sam Lammers is on about 26 grand a week. Absolutely fucking insane wages.
Eh,
Obviously, we paid a fee for him at the time as well. So this is just a transfer that has not worked out for anybody. But if he still is here, I would just play him. I would just involve him in the squad. If obviously
Well,
Dessers is still here as well, I'd just be Lammers would be my option personally.
I just think that was the silliest thing for the start. Is like to just put him in the B team. Instantly, you're just telling the guy you're not wanted here. I just think if you maybe kept him in the squad and maybe felt a bit a party or what have you, and then you're like, all right, I'll get a couple of bids. You'll need to go. You'll need to go, mate. I still would get rid of him. I know you're saying just play him if you have to think. I don't see him still being here. Maybe for the first game of the season, whatever you, but he's got to move. It just makes no sense for him. I mean, earning that kind of money. I'd sit back and play the PlayStation and all. But just for me, you mean you're a footballer? How do you know why to go and play football? You know what I mean? There's been clubs coming in for him. I know it's all just to do with the wage, but I just again, I'd be shocked if Sam Lammers is still a Rangers player when the window
No, no,
closes.
I would be shocked. I would be, but it's not something I don't think is kind of out of the picture at the moment. I think just with the wages and the
Well,
kind
you've
of
got
contract he'll be on, it's going to be difficult to find
difficulty.
a team that will want to take him.
Surely. Surely somebody will, but I can't. I really will be shocked if he's still here. Then he has to be involved. It's the same way with Cantwell, now as well. He's in
Well,
like
that's somebody we hadn't really touched on, like what is happening with him.
to me it makes it. I'm not a fan, man. I mean, he's. I know people going about the whole Instagram video and that he posted at the start of the thing, but see when you're doing I'm just not a fan of that kind of stuff. And as I say, I just don't think the manager rates him as well. I don't think the manager's personally a fan, and
Well, you look
uh,
at what
he's
Philippe
another
Clement
one that's
kind of
probably on.
wants
Aye, he's
in
another one
terms of
that's
his position as well. Like he wants somebody who can stick to playing that position in the middle of the park, and Todd Cantwell wants to free roam everywhere. So obviously doesn't work out in that sense either.
no, it doesn't. But he's another one, as I was about to say there. Like, it's probably on a lot of money as well. When you're thinking yourself, right, maybe let's shift this on. But as I say, it's just I'm prepared for a season. They just ups and downs because we know it's just going to be one of them. But I see there's so many players here that are on ridiculous money, sorry, that have just underachieved and haven't lived up to what we thought they would be. Obviously Tav and Goldson, they both go, as I say, they go with their, their heads held tight if they want. But I don't know. I just for me, let's get a new team in. Let's get going again.
Aye, that's the thing. We're marching obviously really close towards that Hearts game now that's coming up in a couple of weeks, and it looks like we're maybe going to be without a right back who is our captain, a centre half obviously that started near
Majority of the
enough
games,
every
man.
game and his first choice, and your vice captain as
Not
well. So there's
even
going to be a massive overturn in terms of players that are going to be picking up different roles within the squad. You're going to need a new captain and new vice captain. By the looks of it, you're going to need a new. Obviously, Dujon Sterling will probably play right back. But you're going to need the other right back to push him on, and hopefully get a bit of rotation in that area for the first time in 10 years.
that's that's crazy to say, but it's just one of them now where you need to just be a wee bit. Feel we need to just be a bit patient here because we know it's going to be a rough patch. But yeah, again, it's on the board as we talk about all the time. It's on the board yet again, not prepared for going into a new season, going into the Champions League knockout qualifiers, which money that's at stake there that would massively help as well. Yeah, again, it's been another failure for the board regarding the summer so far anyway, but
Aye, so
you just
far, I
hope.
mean, we've signed players that like Connor Barron and Hamza Mane and Cortez and Diomande obviously
Well,
becoming
that's it.
permanent and stuff. We've signed players that I'm excited to see, even Clinton and Ciala as well in centre half. We've signed players that I'm happy that are at the club and what you see play, but obviously Hefty as well, getting it fucking rotten at the weekend because he played his second game for Rangers. Like, come on now, well, he's just joined the club. Like, I know we can all be very critical, especially at the moment, but I think for the new guys, they've got my full support in terms of what they're coming into and what's probably going to be required because it's not going to be an instant thing. It's going to be something
No,
that will take time, as Clement says, and it's obviously took time to even get to this point, but. I think definitely for the new guys, I'm looking forward to seeing him. Even as I mentioned there, Hamza Mane, like what's the script there? He wasn't in the squad either with the
but
with the
I just think
the team in the Man United game, and there's been a lot of kind of stuff with his visa and getting him to here, and obviously he's young and coming from Morocco and stuff, and there's going to be like so much for him to do to be able to transition over to Scotland and stuff, and maybe that's something we should have thought about before forking out quite a good bit of money for him. But no, he's got my full support whenever he puts on that shirt and he gets here. But I am just looking forward to seeing when he gets here. But
aye,
not really heard anything about it.
you can clearly, as I say, you see the players that we're identifying, as I say, going to what Clement said, young players that can potentially obviously do the business for us and move them on for a fee. So you can see I just think it's at the moment in time it's going to be you just need to prepare yourself for the rough patch that it's going to be. Getting, as I say, guys that are on ridiculous money out the door that have underachieved. And we'll just see what happens. Maybe, as I say, yet again, just done it so far, yet again, another failure for the board in terms of getting ready for the Champions League in the league coming up.
Well, that's it. And again, we're obviously confirmed to be playing at Hampden, but what's the script with fans getting there? What's happening with tickets and stuff? I mean, I know we were supposed to hear at the end of July, which hopefully be the next episode we do next week, we'll have heard. But
Mm.
still nothing kind of in terms of communications of what's actually happening with the games and ticketing and how fans are going to be getting to and from obviously Hampden. So there's just so much at the moment. It's draining to even go on like a follow forum and just look at what's getting said because everybody's in just raging about what's happening. But
Um,
aye, hopefully some players start to leave and some things start to kind of start moving because last signing we made, for instance, was Hamza Mani, and it was like nearly 2 weeks ago. So things need to get moving and need to get moving fast if they want registered for the Champions League squad as well, which I believe has to be done before the 1st of August. So
August.
you've got like a week and a bit to then. So
Nah, well,
the
Europa
race
League,
is
here
on.
we go. Here we come. Look forward to hearing the tune again.
No,
Um,
no, no.
it is a better tune than the Champions League for me. I'm sorry, I just enjoy
No,
that.
no, definitely, aye, definitely. But aye, it's been another wild week in the life of supporting Rangers, I guess, and I guess everyone's kind of been covered to a degree. But yeah, that's
I
been the
don't.
episode.
It's been an episode, mate, and can I just say as well, see when you talk about Tav and Goldson all the time and all, what more is there to say? I just want these two to get shifted on now. I've just had enough of talking about the two of them. I would really do my mental a great deal if these two get shifted on, but aye, that was the episode, son.
Aye, just aye. We need to get rid of them. Obviously, we now get concrete kind of news for good sources that they're probably
See,
going to be
honestly,
on the way out. So.
see if we come to deadline day and Scott Wright's still here. Honestly.
It genuinely wouldn't surprise me, but hopefully for this article that we saw the day on Twitter, hopefully he's near an exit any time now, and he can stop being played at right wing, and we can actually get somebody in that can play there. But aye, there's going to be so many moving parts today. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks, I think, and it needs to be a busy couple of weeks. There's no effing button about it anymore. So, aye, that's been the episode. We'll see you next week with another episode covering the Rangers transfer window.